Sinnar.
Yeah, that's right. Which temple it is? What is its name?
I think it's Gondeshwar temple.
Yeah, so this is Gondeshwara temple. Where it is? At
Sinnar, Nasik.
Sinnar. Yeah, near Nasik. See, in this course you have to remember not everything, but basic things, at least based on style and its features. You can remember what is the name of temple, where it is located. So if you remember this, it will be very helpful. It's not like that in history you have to remember everything from starting to end. But yeah, at least features, uh, an idea of in which region and in which period of time this feature were there. That should be after reading comprehensively. So the right answer will be similar to. So yeah. So in this temple, what style you can see? Can anyone tell where is uh, I like in this picture you can see 4 5 different structures. Yeah. So can anyone tell what is the style of the leftmost structure? Leftmost and the rightmost structure. It has similar style. So what is its style? At least the Garbhagriha. Can anyone tell? Those who answered Gondeswara temple, can they tell what is this structure? What is the style of this structure?
Main temple looks like Bhumija style because it has a vertical strip right
Yeah,
from the Shikhara to the bottom of the temple.
yeah.
But whether same logic is applied to the smaller temples, I'm not sure about it.
So you can say that smaller temples they are not Bhumija. Okay.
Okay.
So what is that style? What is the style then? If not Bhumija, then which style? So this is Latina style, the most basic
Okay.
Latina style. Uh, this structure is of Latina style. And can you tell this is the mandapa? So what style is this? The mandapa?
It has distinct horizontal layers,
Yeah,
so it's similar to Dravidian temples,
yeah,
temple
similar to
style.
Dravidian temples, but in North India, if this kind of mandapas, they have a specific name.
Okay.
So what is that style? Anyone, please? Because in the final exams, you will be getting this kind of questions from temple architecture. That's for sure. So you must not confuse between different styles of temple building. So this is called Famsana style. Do you remember Famsana now? In Famsana style, there were this kind of horizontal layers like a stepped, and they were mostly used for building mandapas in North India. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So this question says the architecture of the late Mughals is characterized by. So the options are chhatris or kiosks, Bangla roof pavilions, baluster columns, and last is all of the above. Can anyone quickly answer this question? This is, I think, very easy. If you remember the structures of late Mughals, you should answer this question. Anyone, please. Don't hesitate. Just say whatever thing, whatever image comes to your mind. When you see, when you hear or see Mughal architecture, what all those images comes to your mind? There must be some image coming to your mind when you hear or say Mughal architecture. And in that image, what are the features you can see? Just imagine. Just we all think in terms of pictures only. Most of the people. So we have this eidetic memory. We should utilize that memory.
Chatris or kiosks.
Yeah. Any other feature? Do you see Bangla room pavilions? When we say late Mughals, uh, who are those emperors which can be included in late Mughals? Name anyone?
Aurangzeb,
Who? Sorry, which one?
Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb.
Yeah, you can say Aurangzeb, Shahjahan also. So, what were the features of their buildings? What which they built at that time? So these buildings have chhatris or kiosks. Okay, and who told chhatris or kiosks? Silpa, right?
Me. Yes.
So can you give an example of building which has chhatris or kiosks?
Most of the mosques even have.
No, no. I am asking for one example.
Okay, maybe
Not
the
maybe.
structures at the structures at Fatehpur Sikri,
Yeah, they have
they
chhatris.
have chhatris.
The most prominent building which has chhatris, which you can say the most prominent building of Mughal era. Not most, one of the most. There are many too much prominent buildings. How many of think that Mughal architecture is overrated? Anyone think that or not? Okay, it's a question for debate, so let's leave it. So, in the architecture style of Aurangzeb and Shahjahan, you saw chhatris or kiosks. Other features?
The
Bang.
ballistic columns also, like we see it in Red Fort also. And
Yeah, in Red Fort there is baluster columns. Any other building? In Red Fort you can see chhatris or not?
yeah, we also see chhatris on the
Yeah,
corners.
yeah.
So maybe all of the above.
So what are baluster columns? Can you explain in word? Like I know you understand what is baluster columns. You can draw it, but
So they have the side railings for the on the roof.
yeah, railings is there. But what are baluster columns? Railings are comprised of baluster columns, and there can be big pillar-like columns also. There are smaller columns also for building railings. So two important element of baluster column. Can you tell? Whatever coming in your mind, you can just explain. If you see baluster columns, if you tell baluster columns, what image comes to your mind? If you go to the single element of that railing which you are saying, what are the parts in that railing, that column? You can see a small pedestal in that column, small platform, and over that uh, there is a pillar which is bulbous at the bottom, or it can be circular also and going upward, and then on top also there is a platform kind of thing to hold the weight of buildings, or uh, for whatever purpose it has been used. So now, what is the answer of this question? You have
All of
seen,
the above.
yeah, that's right. Chhatris are there, Bangla roof pavilions. So Bangla roof pavilions, have you seen or not in any building? If you know the Chhatris are there, baluster columns are there, then automatically you can answer all of the above, because three of twos you know. But Bangla roof pavilions also were there. In which buildings you can see that, or in whose style, which emperor style you can see Bangla roof pavilions? In Shahjahan and Aurangzeb you can see. So Bangla roof pavilions, can anyone explain what is that? Is this a Bangla roof? Please, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Then what is this? Is this a Bangla roof? I'm very bad at drawing, so pardon me, but you can, I think, understand.
So maybe the earlier one is dome and the second one is Bangalore, or I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm trying to draw one more style.
The first one is Bangalore. Not sure about
Is this looking similar to something? This one? So is this Bangla roof, or is this one? Which one is Bangla roof? First, second, or third? Some people have told this is Bangla roof. Some has told this is Bangla roof. So yeah, both are right. Both are different styles of Bangla roofs. Like this also you can find, this also you can find, but this is totally vague. I don't know what style this is. I just made it. So yeah, first and third is a type of Bangla roof. So here you can see uh, these are different images. In the first image, mm, in this image, what you can see? Can anyone tell why I have put this image here? For what example? What are these? Anyone, please? So these are baluster columns. You can see in this image at the bottom there is a platform, then column goes upwards, then on the top also there is platform kind of thing to hold the weight. In this image you can see different styles of baluster columns. So mostly are used in railings. This image, can anyone tell which building is this?
Tomb of Itmaudullah.
Yeah. So what are the elements you can see in this building, by which you can say that this is a example of late Mughals? What are the elements you can see?
For which see chhatris and kiosks.
Chhatris and kiosks. And anything else?
Bangla roof.
Yeah. So these are what? Chhatris. And this is one of the style of Bangla roof. In this picture, can anyone tell from where this picture is taken? Which building? You can even do image search and tell. So this is an example from Lahore Fort, if I am not wrong, as far as I remember. So what element you can see in this image? What is this?
Bangla roof.
Yeah, that's Bangalore. And in this picture, this is the famous
Chhatri.
which building?
Red Fort. Lal Killa.
Yeah, and what are the elements from these options? You can see one is
Chhatri.
Chhatri and another one.
Baluster columns.
Yeah, these are the baluster columns. Okay, this. So the answer is all of the above. So let's move to the next question. The palaces of the Rajputs and the Marathas in the 18th century were based on ancient Hindu architecture, or were influenced by Mughal architecture, or were based on domestic vernacular architecture, or none of the above?
Were influenced by Mughal architecture.
Yeah, that's right. So how you can see that these were influenced by Mughal architecture? What are the elements you can find in the palaces of Rajputs and Marathas?
Chhatris, jali work.
Yeah, Chhatris and Jali work. Which building is this? Can you tell on the top?
Amer Fort.
I think that's Amer or Ajmer.
Amer.
Are you sure?
Yes, 90%.
Why 90%?
I haven't seen Ajmer Fort, so this is Amer Fort. The building looks like it's Amer Fort.
Then what is the style of Ajmer fort? Okay, you have not seen that.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, it's right. This is Amer fort. So What are the features you can see in this fort, which is influenced by Mughal architecture?
Chhatri, Jali work, Mughal gardens.
Yeah, and baluster columns are also there somewhere, not that much, but yeah, these were there. And Bangla roof also you can see on the top.
Yes. And
So this is the Bangla roof. These are chhatris, and this is what?
large gateways.
No, no, no. All this garden type of thing. What is this?
Okay.
What you can see in this picture? It is divided into four parts.
Geometric pattern.
Yeah, and it looks like a garden also.
Yes.
So this is influenced by which element of Mughal architecture? There was a very famous style of garden construction in Mughal architecture, which was also influenced by Afghan and Timurids. So what was the name of that style? In this picture, how many gardens you can see? If you say, if you are asked that, tell how many divisions are there, broad divisions, then what you will answer? There are four gardens you can see. A whole garden is divided into four parts. So there is four garden. So this is char and garden. For this there is a word called bag. So this is what? Char. Mughal say chahar and bag. So this is an example of. Now you remember that this is an example of chahar bag. Okay, so let's move to the next question. So the answer is very influenced by Mughal architecture. The question says Muharram processions in the western Deccan carried taziyas that resembled. Option 1 is the tomb of Hussain at Karbala, the tomb of Gesudaraz in Gulbarga, the Taj Mahal. The fourth option is the indigenous temples of the Marathas. So what will be the answer? If you have seen taziyas even now in Muharram procession, then I think you can tell from which style that is influenced. If you have seen and you remember the features of different styles of buildings, can anyone tell? So if you see this building, which one is Tajia? There are two pictures. Which of these are Tajia? Which of these is Tajia?
First one.
Yeah. So can you find any similarity between two pictures?
Yes, sir. Indigenous temples of Marathas.
Yeah, so the answer will be indigenous temples of the Maratha. In the right hand side, it's an example of a Maratha temple. I don't know the name. I forgot the name. So now you can see that in Western Deccan, the tazias which were built were influenced by temples of indigenous temples of the Maratha. Those who live in uh, eastern UP or yeah, in whole of UP, if they have seen tazias, even in Bihar also, if you see tazias, there is slight difference. If you have seen, can anyone tell what is that difference, slight difference in tazias? Muharram processions. Okay, so in those tazias, if you have not seen different kind of tazias, you won't be able to differentiate between them. But the tazias of Western Deccan, and if you see, then compare it with the tazias of UP and Bihar and nearby regions, you will find influence of local architecture. But the basic body of that tazia is even influenced by Western Deccan. In those regions in UP, Bihar, and Bengal even, you will find Bangla roof in Bengal, even in Bihar. And in UP, you will find four pillars at the corners with uh, bulbous domes and all. Yeah, that's an expression of local artisans, local people. So yeah, the answer is the indigenous temple of Marathas. Let's move to the next question. A common type for a building plan called the hushed behest comprised options are a circular room with radiation arms, four sets of rooms in corners connected by large evans and galleries, a building set in a garden, or all of the above. Can anyone tell what is hushed behest? So, what is the meaning of hushed behest? Who termed this thing hushed behest? Do you see any similarity in this word hushed behest, hushed word with any of Hindi or Sanskrit word? Anyone?
Maybe Asht because it's eight and the building is in octagonal shape, and it had openings on the top. And
Yeah, so this hushed is related to ast, which means eight, and behest is paradise. Okay, so this is the word for eight paradises. If you have seen the mandala of Hindu style, in that also you will see arrangement for nine planets. Okay, so there will be eight different planets surrounding. Okay, eight, and in between there will be the ninth planet. So you can say that Hast Behest is also influenced by mandala art. So in Hast Behest, there is eight paradises, and it is connected by large Evans. Evans, what is this Evan? Can anyone tell? You know, Do you remember this kind of structure? I'm not sure if you can understand from this. Better I go to the next slide. So this is the plan for Hust based. So you can see 8 paradises. Can you see? Hmm? So these are 8 halls, you can say. Okay, and this is the ninth central chamber, central hall. So basically, this is termed on these 8 paradises, and these structures are connected by galleries, pavilions, and this is called, there is no specific name for this. And in every side there are large Ivans. Okay, so like here, this is a portion of Ivan. This is in plan. They are very large in size. You can say it as a type of gateway. Okay, so the right answer is 4 sets of rooms in corners connected by large Ivans and galleries. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Early Maratha architecture was similar to, anyone please tell?
Yadava architecture.
Are you sure?
Yes, so they were technically in a Bhumija style. That's what I remember.
And the Yadavas were had Bhumija style. No,
Yes, sir.
are you sure?
I'm like partly sure, sir.
Anyone else can, if they have any different thinking over this question? Anyone please? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Actually, the right answer is Sultanate architecture. Okay, early Marathas, like in time of Shivaji, if you see the temples built by Shivaji, They were of, if you at first look, you will say that yeah, this is a mosque because they have four bulbous domes in four corners and four straight walls and one a small gateway. So in that way, you can say that yeah, early Maratha architecture was influenced by Sultanate architecture. Yadava architecture was the architecture of Deccan region before Bahmanis and Sultanates. And Maratha came after which dynasty? Here Maratha uh, is referring to not that Maratha region, Maharashtra region, but the Maratha Confederation. When that confederation came, Maratha Confederation. So with coming of Shivaji, it started, or even before that, they were rulers of that region. But it took a form of confederation after attempts by Shivaji only. So if you see the buildings built by the grandparents of Shivaji, you will see the influence of Sultanate architecture in that. Okay, because if you see the timeline in that region, first Yadava came, then after that um, Bahmanis came, then Sultanate came, and then Maratha. So obviously Maratha will be influenced by Sultanate. Later, Mughals also ruled in most part of the country, and Maratha was also there in that region, in Maharashtra region, Deccan region, Western Deccan. So eventually, it was influenced by Mughal architecture also, late Maratha architecture. That also you saw in previous question. Okay. Any doubt in this question? Who told Yadava?
But as long as I remember from the class, I mean, like I mentioned it in my notes, so I was like, okay, okay, never mind.
Okay, you can refer it again. Go back to that lecture and see how it was influenced. You understand this timeline or not?
I did, sir. I did.
Okay. So if you see the logic, it will be
Because I remember calling them as early Maratha architecture as Neo Yadava architecture. So
Neo Yadava. Okay. So what was the style of Neo Yadava? I actually don't remember what is the style of Neo Yadava. Can you explain? Anyone else which has any sayings about this question? Actually, this question was framed for this glitch only. Okay, that if you hear early Maratha, then that Yadava style only came to your mind. But when you see the timeline, then you will understand that yeah, Early Maratha architecture was influenced by Sultanate architecture. Okay, so can I move to the next question? Okay, let's move. So this question says the study of Sultanate, Mughal, Maratha, Rajput. Sultanate, Mughal, Maratha, and Rajput architecture as a single complex demonstrates what? You understand this question or not? The study of Sultanate, Mughal, Maratha, Rajput architecture as a single complex demonstrates what? So when you see a bird eye view of all the styles of this uh, architecture type, and when you relate their features, when you go through the timeline, what are the features what are the findings which you can say that yeah, this we can see after uh, looking it as a single entity, Sultanate, Mughal, Maratha, and Rajput architecture in a single periphery if you put all these styles. First option says architecture as an expression of political power. So can it be right? Anyone? Architecture as an expression of political power. So yeah, that's obvious also. Whenever there is any ruler, so it tries to increase its influence by art, building different types. They leave their own footprint of style on those buildings. So the architecture which develops as a result of that is their expression of their power, their zeal, and even their ego also. They try to tell that yeah, we rule at this place and we have these thinking. Okay, like if you see in Sultanate architecture, uh, the construction of those uh, victory towers like Chand Minar or Qutub Minar. For Mughals also they build big mosques. Their tomb, they express their power in terms of tomb, big great tombs and citadels like Great Fort. Maratha also Maratha also express their uh, political power through buildings like temples and somewhere forts also. So as Rajput. Second option says the movement of ideas and people across region. So will it be right? Obviously, when dynasties change, region also expands or constricts. So this expansion or constriction also allows movement of ideas from one place to other when people move from one place to other due to migration or in search of job or any calamity or in search of better lifestyle or to occupy different lands. So the movement of people also allows movement of ideas, and that idea result into different style of architecture. Third option is uniformity of architectural ideas across India. So yeah, when you see this in a single complex, and when every dynasty has an influence of previous or coming dynasty, so in that way, a uniform style starts developing. Like Mughal has uh, control over large part of India, So Marathas were influenced by Mughals also. Before Maratha, there was Sultanate that also has a prominent control. So when they started building Marathas, they adopted some of the Sultanate styles. Later, they uh, get influenced by Mughals. And when after Mughals or during Mughals, Rajput came, they also got influenced by Mughals. Those who has more power, they influence those which has less power. So this is the power dynamics. So in that way, the answer for this question is all of the above. Okay. So let's move to the next question. The Taj Mahal is built of. Please, anyone answer this quickly. Option is sandstone, marble, brick clad with marble, and sandstone clad with marble. Quickly, can anyone answer this? Anyone, please. We are running out of time. It's already 7. We have 1 hour more left, and we have.
Brick laid with marble.
Why not marble? If you see Taj Mahal, everyone says that it's made of marble only. You can see marble. Why brick clad with marble? Where you can see brick? Or if that is right, what was the reason that they made it with brick and then clad it with marble? Can you tell? So actually, marble is not a good building material like sandstone. Okay, like sandstone or brick, the pasting cannot be done properly because it is very uh, lustrous and what you say slippery also. So making joint is very difficult for using marble. It won't stand for a long time. So they build it in brick first, and then for beauty, for giving it prominence, to make it extraordinary, they used marble cladding. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Architecturally pick the odd one out. Now this is a very interesting question. Can anyone answer this quickly? Don't hesitate that much. Whatever you think, just tell.
So maybe Akbar's
Akbar's
tomb.
tomb.
Yeah, then why Akbar stone?
Because all other three have domes on the top, but then Akbar's tomb does not.
The rest are history and
The,
rest all are history planning.
yeah, that's also right. One more feature which is missing in Akbar's tomb.
So dome.
Yeah, you can say, but one very prominent feature which is not there in Akbar's tomb. You people remember the picture of Akbar's tomb?
Yes, sir.
Minarets.
Minarets were there also in Humayun's tomb, Taj Mahal. In Taj Mahal and Bibi ka Maqbara, there were huge minarets. Even please, can you see Bangla roof in Akbar's tomb? If you remember how Akbar's tomb looks like, you must be remembering that on the top floor is consisting of marble, is marble cladded. Am I right? I don't have the pictures. And on the top there is a Bangla roof also. And also, if you see Akbar's tomb, it has different stories. Okay, and it does not have a high rising basement or basement section like Taj Mahal or Bibi ka Maqbara or Humayun's tomb. Am I right? Like if you see Humayun's tomb, the basement is very huge, and when you go up that, then that tomb starts. Okay, if you see Akbar's tomb, it has different stories. So in that way also it is different, and it has Bangla roofs also. Stories, Bangla roof. Okay, mix of marble, sandstone. Humayun's tomb is completely built of which material? Sandstone, and it has large basement. And Bibi ka Maqbara is just a replica of Taj Mahal. So this book to have similar features also. So the odd one out is Akbar's tomb. Okay, so let's move to the next question. The Char Garh refers to what? Four gardens or garden with four kinds of trees or a circular garden.
Quadripartite garden.
So
Quadrupedal.
so what is quadripartite garden? So this you can see. Uh, this is the plan of which building? Can anyone identify?
Taj Mahal.
Yeah. Where is the main tomb? On the top only, in the center. And in the front, the four sections are four different gardens. And these are the water is provided to those gardens using these pipelines, which you can see the crisscross lines, which is dividing it in four parts. So this is Chargarh design, quadripartite garden. So the right answer is this one. This is very easy. I could actually pick the odd one out. Shore Temple, Akbar's Tomb, Taj Mahal at Agra, Gundeswara Temple at Sinnar. So what will be the answer? Anyone, please? I don't think this would take this much time in answering. Anyone, please?
Shore temple?
Yeah, why?
It's just a guess. I don't know.
Then something might be there in your mind, no? Then only you guessed Shore Temple based on some logic at least.
That Gondeshwara temple is again influenced by Mughal architecture, so just it's only the short temple.
No, 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 no. Gondeswara Temple was not influenced by Mughal architecture. You have seen this in first slide. Is there anything Mughal here? Hmm? No. Then it is not influenced by Mughal architecture. If you see the timeline, Akbar's tomb, the Taj Mahal, Kondeswara temple, all these were built during which time? Oh, what happened to pencil? All these were built during, uh, you can say, around 18th century. Am I right? Huh? And this was built when? I think 3rd to 4th century CE. I don't remember exactly, but I just you just look at it. But yeah, it was way back before this period when Akbar's tomb or Taj Mahal or Kondeswara temple they were being built. So all these three were built during a similar uh, time period in the history of India. So in that way you can pick this one out, Soul Temple. Okay. Any other criteria through which you can and pick anyone out? Any other criteria in which three have that common criteria and the fourth is not fitting into that criteria? Any other criteria which you can think is there? I cannot find any other criteria. If you can find, you just tell me. Based on building material, also you cannot differentiate. You cannot put buildings in one criteria. Like so, temper is made of stone only. Aqua stone is made of sandstone. Like it has of different materials. Like Taj Mahal also, Mandeswara temple is also not made of stone completely. So yeah, there is no any other criteria I think. So based on timeline only, the period of construction, you can pick the odd one out. So let's move to the next question. What are the characteristics of Chahar Bagh plan of Bagh-e-Babur built in Kabul? So here I have already explained what is Chahar Bagh. So what should be the answer? Quadripartite arrangement with water channels, gradient facilitating water flow, gardens surrounding the channels, and all of the above.
All of
So why all of the above?
because all of the above are present in that Char Bagh plan of Baghe Babar. That gradient facilitating water flow is also there in that
Yeah,
garden surrounding. Everything is there.
because without gradient there cannot be water flow obviously. Anywhere any pipeline is laid, there must be some gradient maintained. then only water will flow using gravity. And as Chaharbagh, by the name only, you can say that yeah, these are gardens. And Chahar, then quadripartite. From Chahar, you can say it's a quadripartite arrangement. So the right answer is all of the above. So let's move to the next question. Yeah, this is the Chaharbagh plan. A common type for a building plan called the Hust Behist comprised. I think we have seen this question. Okay, let's move to the next one. Hauze Nilofar or the Pool of Lotuses, built by Babur, was carved out of what? Anyone, please answer quickly. Was it basalt? Was it yellow Dhalpur rock? Or yeah, someone was saying something.
Basalt.
Why you are saying basalt?
One of the videos it was mentioned lotus and basalt. I remember something like that.
Where this Hauze Nilofar was is built? At which region?
Before
Which region? Anyone, please? Hauze Nilofar was built at Dhalpur. Okay, so in that region only they used yellow rock to build that uh, pool. Now it is a very dilapidated situation. So the right answer is yellow Dhalpur rock. So let's move to the next question. Today's Red Fort of Delhi was built originally as a what?
fortified citadel.
Yeah, that's right. That's a fort only, and it has a religious building inside, but it's not originally a religious building. There is a museum also inside. No. So yeah, the right answer is fortified citadel. There's not much to discuss here. Next question, you have seen already moral precisions one. So let's move. The study of Sultanate Mughal Maratha Rajput. This also be discussed. The late Maratha temples of the 18th century. Where sometime, yeah, this also be discussed. Taj Mahal, this also. This is which is one of the salient features of Mughal architecture that was borrowed from the Timurids. Yeah, can anyone answer this? I think I have discussed a little bit before in one of the previous question. Which was borrowed from the Timurids? Arches or minarets or pillars or Avans or pavilion? Which one? One hint I can give that this feature was uh, carried forward since the Sultanate period only. They also adopted this in some of the buildings. The buildings why uh, in Afghanistan and Middle East you can find this feature. So what should be the right answer? Yeah, please.
So arches and minarets.
No, not arches and minarets.
Ivan.
Why you are saying arches and minarets? Arches has a very earlier uh, borrowing, like way back before Tucanids, arches were there and minarets were being built. Pillars were since the Hellenistic kingdom only, like from 3rd to 4th century BC. So these were also very old elements. Pavilions were also built in ancient Hindu temples. But Evans, what are Evans? Can anyone tell? What are Evans?
Grand entry facade.
Yeah, these are grand entry facades. There is a canopy kind of structure inside through which you can enter. You can say there is a building called Buland Darwaja also, which has a big Evan. Or in Mughal architecture, you will find that even in mosques they have big grand entrance. So yeah, that feature is Evans. Okay. So next question. Yeah, I specify the date of this historic building. If you identify the building material, I think it will be easy for you to determine what is the date of this historic building. What is the building material being used here?
Basalt.
Not basalt. Can anyone take a uh, image search and tell which building is this, or anyone remember which building is this? Anyone, please. It's a very famous temple. I'm just giving a 5 minute break in between. You just think. I'm just coming. Okay, so have anyone found out which building is this? So this is a building from Mahabaleshwar. It's a Krishnavai temple. So it has uh, brickwork also, stonework also. So now you know that it has brick and some stone also, like in pillars and all. Then what should be the timeline of this temple? In 2nd century BC, do they used brick? Hmm? Anyone? Saying 2nd century BCE. In that time, most of the buildings were made from stone only. Even in 6th century CE, there were use of stones, but not like monolithic temples. But yeah, most prominent building material was stone or terracotta. In 12th century, they started building stone uh, with brick, but the style was different. What happened in 18th century? They tried to mimic the style of buildings from those monolithic period, like during when Kalasa temple were built, like that. So they tried to mimic that style using brick and some use of stone. So yeah, this building was constructed in 18th century CE, and this is from Mahabaleshwar. This the temple name is Krishnavai temple. So let's move to the next question. Identify this monument. If you see the building material and style, where it should be located based on the style and building material, what should be the location of this building? If you can guess the location, you will definitely find the right answer. Anyone? Like which region of India this style represents? North India, Western India, Eastern India, Deccan region, Southern India. Which region this style represents? Anyone, please? What you can see in this building? Tell me the elements which you can see. You can see chhatris, you can see large dome, you can see minarets kind of in four corners. You can see balustrade columns, you can see sandstone, you can see roofs, sloped roofs in four walls. So using these features, you can tell that this was in this was located somewhere in Deccan region. Okay, so first option is Delhi. It cannot be in Deccan. Alamgir also, it is not in Deccan. Lahore, it's in western part. Burhanpur. So where is Burhanpur? Anyone?
Madhya Pradesh.
So that comes in the Deccan region. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So the right answer should be
Tomb of Shahnawaz.
okay. So this is the right answer. Tomb of Shah Nawaz, Burhanpur. See, even if you don't know the right answer accurately, remembering features and all, through this you can come to the right answer, removing wrong answers like that. So when you go sit in the gate exam also, then this technique will be very useful. That how you will remove answers, wrong answers, and then come to the right answer. Because uh, every year many questions are framed in that style only. It's not necessary that you remember the right answer precisely. Okay, so let's move to the next question. What is the style of this temple and when was it built? So there are different timelines: 18th century, 12th century, 18th century, 18th century. So what should be the period of this temple? First, you identify the period. And then the style. What should be the period of this building? Or first, yeah, again,
Bhumija Shikri from
yeah, the style
18th
that
century.
that is correct. Yeah, that answer is right. Bhumja Sikri temple from Maharashtra in 18th century. Where can you see the Sikri style? In which part of this building there is Sikri? This part,
No, the right side.
this one. Huh?
That is Bhumija.
How you were saying Bhumija?
Okay.
Horizontal strip from the top to
No,
bottom.
there are no horizontal strips. There are different sikras which are going upwards. Like in the bottom there are more sikras and then going top. So if there is interplay with sikras, you can see, no? I think it's little dark. That's why you confused. These are sikras. You can see these are sikras. These are not. These are not vertical strips. I think you have seen these things. That's why you were saying that this is Bhumija. Actually, this is not in the same plane. These vertical lines which you see, these are not in same plane. Not in one facade. These are the part of projections of sikras on different faces. So due to this dark image, it is looking like Bhumija. But when you see closely, these sikras are there projected outwards, okay, from bottom to top. So this is of Sekri style, and this building you can say these have vertical stripes evident. Okay, so this is a Bhumija style. So the right answer is Bhumija Sekri temple from Maharashtra. So let's move to the next question. This is already done. So yeah, name this structure. Whose mausoleum is this? Of Afzal Khan or Maloji Bhonsle or Shah Wali or Muhammad Adil Shah?
Manoji Bhosle. Manoji
Who
Bhosle.
was Maloji Bhonsle?
It was a building from Maharashtra that I know. This Maharashtra style of Islamic architecture. This
But Maloji Bhonsle
Muslim.
does not seem like any Mughal or Muslim ruler. Then why he built in this style? Maloji Bhosle, Maloji was one of the grandparent of Shivaji. Okay, so that time in 18th century, uh, the early Maratha architecture, which we discussed earlier, that was influenced by Sultanate architecture, right? So it has influence of that on the bulbous dome, these minarets, okay, and there were some use of Hindu temple style also, like this Jalis from Gujarat, this trellis work you can see, okay, but prominently you can see the Sultan style or Muslim style. So the right answer is Muslim Maloji Bhosle. Let's move to the next question. Yeah, what is this? The stone inlet technique.
Pietradura.
What is Petrodura?
It's the inlay technique that the
Yeah,
Persians, Afghans followed.
yeah, but using what materials they make Petrodura?
The precious stones and
Uh,
precious stones, semi-precious stones.
yeah, they use precious stones and they uh, arrange this in particular fashion to make different uh, expressions of art. Those stones are very shiny in nature also. Okay, so the right answer is Petrodura. Uh, which is this monument?
Palace of Patiala. No, sorry.
There is no Patiala here.
Mhm.
Orcha.
Why Orcha? Where is Orcha? Anyone, please? Where is Orcha? Orcha is a very famous place in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Orcha and MP. So this was built during 16th to 17th century. At that time, who was the ruler of Mughal Empire in India? That time Jahangir was the ruler, and the owner of this palace, Rudra Pratap Singh, was one of the feudatories. Feudatories, you can say, like uh, local. How can I explain? Like local governor, you can say, of that region. So there is a saying that he built this palace to welcome Jahangir, but no, it cannot be right that yeah, uh, he started building the palace to commemorate the coming of Jahangir, but this must be used uh, optimally after that also. So yeah, the answer is palace at Orcha. So next question is, the type of arch seen in this picture is called as, very easy. Which arch?
Bengal arch.
Bengal arch. Okay. Next question. This is part of a which temple? Maratha temple, Rajput temple, Bengal temple, or Tajia or Muharram?
Tazia or Mughal.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Please look carefully. Can you see a red
In the
flag?
video it was shown. In the videos it was shown. It looks very similar to Maratha late Maratha temples. Tazias of for Mohrams look
Yeah,
very similar to
yeah.
temple.
So that's why there is a confusion between Maratha temple and Tajia. So what is the right answer? What is this? Maratha temple or Tajia? It cannot be Rajput or Bengal temple, right?
It's a Maratha temple, early Maratha temple.
Not early, but yeah, it's Maratha temple. So how you can differentiate that this is not Tajia?
It has the flag and
Yeah,
a
it,
saffron flag.
you cannot see a red flag on Tajia. Okay, so the right answer is Maratha temple. Which building is this?
Bibi ka Maqbara?
It's Taj Mahal.
No.
Why? Why it's not Taj Mahal?
The proportion, that the rest of the thing, it's not Taj Mahal. It's not that
Yeah,
octagonal. Yeah.
yeah. The central part also that's not octagonal in shape. So yeah, this is Bibi ka Maqbara. Which building is this? The time period when the above temple must have been built. First, identify the elements which you can find. Then you will be able to tell. If you identify the proper elements, it's very easy to identify. In this part, there is an element. If you identify that, you will certainly say that this is of which period. Is this made of a stone? What is the material? Can anyone tell? Hmm? What is the material? You can see brickwork here. Hmm? In the superstructure, you can see brickwork is there, like all this part, all this part. So a little bit zoom this. Can you see? Huh? These things. In this part, there is brickwork. These things. Am I right? Hmm? And here in between, you can see the jali work. You can see or not? Huh? Anyone, please? Is it not visible? I think it's visible. So this jali work is influenced by the Gujarat style of architecture uh, influenced by Hindu and Jain temples of that region. And then it has used brickwork. So brickwork started during 11th 12th century CE. So in that way you can say that it's an 11th to 14th century CE building. It cannot be 8th to 9th century because that time these jali works were not uh, getting carried forward from Gujarat. It was used in Gujarat but up to limited scale only. And it also cannot be from 20th century because that is the period of uh, modern architecture. Then European influence came in India, British, Indo-Saracenic and all. And it also cannot be 1 to 2nd century CE because that was the period of monolithic temples built entirely from stone. So okay, let's move to the next question. Name the structure. I think we have already discussed this before. I think someone has told already that which structure is this. Can anyone tell?
Tomb of Ismail.
Yeah, there is Tomb of Ithmatuddaulah. The elements are chhatris, okay, bangla roofs, these tile works, okay. So let's move to the next question. Name this structure.
Badshahi Mosque, Lahore.
Sure.
Yes.
Why not
Uh,
mosque in
or
the
it is
Taj?
a mosque in Taj Mahal.
Why tell one? Basahi Mosque or tomb in Taj Mahal?
It is tomb in Taj Mahal, which are built in red stone, red sandstone and white marble. Yes. Yeah.
And why not Basahi Mosque?
Badshahi Mosque has more of chhatris and other things, which is very similar to the Jami Masjid. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is a mosque in the Taj Mahal. Okay. If you look at Basahi Mosque, what is the prominent feature you will find? Those who don't, who have not seen, they can search and see. If you see Basahi Mosque, so in Basahi Mosque you can see uh, big minarets in the four corners. Okay, and it has more number of entrances also. It's more grand in nature. It also has three bulbous domes, similar to this, but yeah, the scale is big. Okay, so this is mosque in the Taj Mahal, Agra. What is this thing in front?
That's a house or a water tank,
Yeah,
water body.
yeah. What is the purpose of this? This is just for ornamentation, or it has some purpose? You can see people sitting over there. So before praying, generally Muslims, what did they clean their hands and all? So for this purpose, they use this house. Okay, those who come for prayer. So let's move to the next question. Name this structure. I think now everyone is knowing. Yeah. Please tell again.
Tomb of Akbar.
Yeah, that's Akbar's tomb. So what you can see are different stories here that we discussed earlier. On the top, it's of made of marble, like cladded with marble, and then you have chhatris, you have bangla roofs, you have ivan, you have baluster columns, and here you don't have that basement floor. It is the ground floor only. Am I right? That we discussed in previous question, which makes it different from Taj Mahal or Humayun's tomb or Bibi ka Maqbara. So the right answer is Akbar's tomb. Now next, move to the next question. This is name this structure.
Mot- Moti Masjid, Delhi.
Why Moti Masjid? See, I'm asking every time why that so that the features, the basic features, and how to identify buildings. They uh,
The proportion and the tomb size is similar to Moti in the proportion.
similar to
Yeah, that's the reason.
similar to what?
Pearls, Moti.
Yeah. So
That's that's
what
why Moti Masjid.
on the domes you can see those structures which are made in like pearls only.
Hmm.
What is the material which is used outside? Any guess? Can you tell where this is located? Where in Delhi? Can you tell? So in Delhi, this is located at Red Fort, and the outer structure this is cladded in marble, and using these uh, pearl-like structure on the domes, it has been termed as Moti Masjid. Okay, so this is the right answer. Now I think this is the last question. Which of the following is untrue? This temple is built in the Bhumija style, or the temple is built by the Marathas. The temple is at least 100 years old, 800 years old, or the temple is one of the Jyotirlingas. What is the right answer? Can anyone tell? If you can identify the features, you can tell what is the right answer.
The temple is 800, at least 800 years old is untrue.
Yeah, that's right. Then what should be the answer?
The rest all are, I think, the correct ones. The rest of statements are the right ones.
Okay, you can see the Bhumija style, right? You can see
Yes.
how. why you uh, uh, told that this is at least 800 years old? Which feature of this building made you come to this point?
It looks new. I mean, it looks like a new
No, no, no. If it gets old, then it won't be like from 12th century. It will be from 12th century or earlier. No, 800 years old means 12th century.
Sorry, sorry, it's not. The temple is at least eight. It is. I mean, it looks new, but it is at least 800-year-old temple.
No, no, no. You are saying that this statement is wrong. The temple is at least 800 years old.
Sorry. Yeah, that because it looks new,
No, no.
that statement should be
It
true.
may be possible that it has been washed properly. I'm asking about
It
the
looks like
feature which you can see and tell that no, this is not that much old building. This is uh, recent building or 18th or 19th century building like that. Which is that feature? It is right that this is Bhumija style. And it's also right that it is built by Marathas. And it is also one of the Jyotirlinga. This is Krishneshwar temple. Then why it should not be at least 800 years old?
the Amalika on the
Yeah, that is the
the
correct feature. The Amalaka, when you see, it's not in the shape of Amalaka which were used in Hindu temples previously. This is more replicating the domes of Mughal architecture or Sultanate architecture. Am I right?
yeah.
So, and there were no Mughal or Sultanate architecture 800 years ago. Okay, it all started after 14th century. Mughals came in 15th and 16th century, 15th century. So yeah, it cannot be 800 years old. It is more recent. Okay, so the right answer is this. So that's the end of this session. I hope you all understood this thing. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next session, which will be on 27th Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. Okay, so that's all for today. Now you all can rest, take leave.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.